inna the back and out asylum where we pull up. Come on, this better be a rat tune a drop and you will crowd a ball out. Pull up. Take it from the top if you want hear it back and I make me hear you all a ball out.
100.5 The Vibe, the soul of the seven cities with your main man, Tone Hollywood. When I tell you this is what we do, this is really what we do. See, throwbacks, they live here. Awesome and amazing legendary artists, they live here. And I have one that is actually here in the studio that I'm a fan of. We can't wait to talk about some of this new music and talk about stuff from back in the day. Give it up for the legendary Christopher Williams in the building, man. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, Tom?
Man, it's so good to have you here, man.
Good to be here, man.
You know, and you have Virginia ties, man, because I know you come here, often, but you got family here, right? Or you got, lineage here.
A lot of family, a lot of lineage, a lot of family. Newport News, Farmville, Richmond, Shackle Bottom, Powhatan.
Come on. See, that's all over the state pretty much. And also, when you say Newport News, I know there's a mural of someone that you're related to that's from Newport. Could you go ahead and tell the people, that those that may not know?
My aunt is Ella Fitzgerald.
Wow. Ella Fitzgerald, man.
Yeah.
What's so legendary about her? I mean, I don't know if you know. There's a mural over there in Newport News, right off 25th Street. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen it, and I've been to the middle school.
Okay.
We try to go see everything. Actually, anything that I see with her name on, I kind of stop and just, glare at.
Of course.
Kind of find out if there's a story or some new information that I can find out about her. Especially when you see. People who are older than I am at this point in my life who kind of have amazing stories about her. So, you just try to hold on to what you can. Miss her in the flesh, but she's always with me.
Do you learn something about her every time you do that? Do you find out she sung this or she was behind this or something? Do you ever find out some interesting gems?
Yeah, I do. I mean, even just small things. A sailor once told me, who was in the Navy, he was like, they used to listen to smooth sailing coming in on the dock, and he's like, man, your aunt would just let us know that we was coming home, we was getting close to home. So I was like, I found that, and just the way he expressed it to me with a lot of passion, so it meant a lot to him.
Man, music does that, man. It does that, like even when I'm thinking about, some of your music and stuff, and just think about where we were at the time when we first heard it, and just where we were at the time when we first got a chance to groove to it. It brings back, well, hopefully good memories. You never know,
Yeah, probably some good memories, and then some romantic memories, hopefully too.
Well, I definitely had you on my Quiet Storm mixtape, the first one I ever tried to make. and I go ahead and tell you right now. The first time I heard Promises, I was like, whoo-hoo. I was like, this song was amazing. And for some reason in my little Tone Hollywood brain, I was going to create a tape of nothing but slow jams. Keep in mind, I wasn't active, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what I was really planning on doing with this cassette tape. But also I was, at the same time, making tapes and stuff for, just for my leisure of songs. And your song was on the countdown. Promises on the countdown, and when it came on, I was like, oh snap. I had to flip the tape out the cassette, run to find my other cassette, put the slow jam tape in there, and start hit record. So I got middle of the first verse of Promises. So every time, I think by the time I got to college, when I heard the whole song, I was like, oh snap. I didn't even realize there was anything going on before that. But that song right there, Promises, my brother.
Thank you, man. We had fun making it.
Did you?
Yeah, definitely. Big shout out to Alton Wilkie Stewart and Timmy Gatlin, who produced the song. New York guys, too. Alton grew up in the same projects I did in the Bronx.
Gotcha.
Edenwald Housing is called now. It used to be Edenwald Project. So just great memories, man. Promises and all that. Another song came out of the song Promises. I think I spoke about it on the Breakfast Club. Wokey wound up doing Smile Again for Belle Biv DeVoe.
Okay.
And put the same backwards snare. And I think, I think that's what great creators do. I mean, we've seen it. They take from something that they create before, and then they make an extension of it. But I've worked on a lot of songs on the background.
Okay.
Also, that a lot of people don't know about, produced Patra and Colin England, Shawnice Wilson. We did the In the Closet remix for Michael Jackson.
Okay.
So we did a lot of things back in the 90s. So big shout also, man, to the non-technology you had to experience hustling those tapes up in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, you had to be creative back then.
You definitely did, man. And that's what kind of built the building blocks of just not what we do here at the station, but just great music. You know what I'm saying? And to know that you were part of those other songs and stuff like that. But, like I said, you have a catalog I'm about to say, you might have a Cadillac too, but you have a catalog of some great music, like I said, from Promises. And another song that, the Every Little Thing You Do, that remix. Can we just talk about that remix right quick?
Definitely could talk about the remix.
Because I feel like there's a story on how that, because the regular version is great, but I remember the first time I heard the remix, I think I heard it on like a mix show. I thought I gave the credit to the DJ. I thought the DJ put in I thought it was an acapella, and I thought he was putting in all those beats. I said, oh, he put the wick in there? He put the tick in the funk? I said, who is this man? I want to do this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? So like, how did that remix come about?
Actually it comes from Rest in Paradise, Clark Kent, DJ Clark Kent. Me and Tim Dog approached Clark, and the rest is history. I think Eddie F. If I'm not mistaken, I think Eddie suggested one of the joints that he sampled. But once he gave it to us, I mean, it became an anthem on the East Coast. The West Coast didn't really, they didn't really go for it as much as the East Coast. But on the East Coast, it became an anthem.
Wow, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the version that we play here. Some program director, Doc decided, go ahead and put that in there. I don't know who that is.
Well, I thank you, whoever it is.
But it's definitely a legendary hit, and it's something that gets the party grouping. You've done so many great ballads as well as songs just like that, man. Do you have a preference?
Nah, I don't. You know what? I just love music that makes you feel good. Whether it's slow, mid, ballad. If it makes you feel good, it's good music.
With you being in the background with so many songs too back in the day, when you do your own songs, you like when you leave the booth, you're like, hey, I want to make sure you do this and this. And so do you have input with that as well? Yeah,
everything down to the end. I'm very meticulous, and I think I beat on myself more than even the actual producers do. I just, there's a certain way that you just, especially at this time now, you've been doing it a long time, there's a certain way that you expect to feel. Then there's a flow, and things change with music evolving. Like now, people don't sing as much in the verses. They very rarely have bridges. So things evolve, and you got to try to evolve with it, but at the same time, not losing what actually makes you feel good about doing it.
Right. And you continue to do that. Even in 2026, you're still doing that with your latest single, man. You want to go ahead and talk to us about that?
Yeah, the latest single, Good Enough. Big shout out to Troy Taylor, working with him in Atlanta. It just really about started talking from, this album was more about conversations about where I've been in 29 years, enduring and surviving the health challenges that I had in 2021 and 2022, and just being grateful. So like a lot of the music is just, it's a really of attitude of just gratitude to be able to do it. So Good Enough was really just a song to my fans more than anything, just saying that I hope that what I'm doing still, which is my best, is still good enough.
It's definitely still good enough, brother. The song sounds like, it sounds like right now. I'm not just saying because you're here, man. I got a chance to check it out well before you got here, months before, right when it dropped. And I'm like, man, this really sounds like something that you could, it's today. It definitely is today. And that Sherelle sample?
Crazy. Ooh. And we have to call it now a reinterpolation.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Reinterpolation.
No, we really did have to play it over. A big shout to Big Sis, Sherelle, and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis for creating the song, the original. And that's what music is, man. We hear it, it feels good, and we take from what we've heard, and we kind of remix it, whether we do it organically or now AI just takes it, so it's a whole new, and I think it's just taking the human touch away. What I don't really like so much is, I have nothing against AI. I just feel like if you create, and computers help you, but when they're guiding you or giving you the template, I guess it's just different. For me, I don't have a use for it yet, but stay tuned. We'll see.
Yeah, right. It's funny because I feel the same way when it comes to music. Unfortunately, a lot of us people that are just fans of music, a lot of us can't really tell yet. Some things you can tell, some things you can't, but just having it. But we know when the soul is in it, though.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I think you could. Not me, who's running over here trying to still record off the radio. Not me, but I figured you could.
It's funny, when I started the process of the album, a lot of people sending me songs, a lot of buddies, whatever. I'm like, they never wrote songs before. And this was like literally before Suno and all that was really getting popular. Right. And I was like, okay, what is the catch?
Yeah, right.
Because even listening to the vocals, I was like, okay, and that's how I really caught my man. I was like, well, I want to meet the girl who sang the demo, and he couldn't produce it. So I was like, so you're doing the AI thing, and he was like, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, the songs were amazing. I just wouldn't do them. Yeah. I just negated not to do them. But some of the songs were amazing. But like I said, we'll see. We stay tuned. A lot of AI artists coming out, and people are signing AI artists. And it's a different world, man. I mean, I know, unfortunately, in this world, they prefer false over truth a lot. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. And even with that being said, moving forward with the music you're doing now, is the album done? Or are you still putting
the album? We're still doing. I just left Atlanta, drove up here to hang out with you guys and support my artist Shakira. But it's not done. War and Peace is not done. But actually, we got a chance to experience a new joint that we just finished with a big shout out to Balewa, who's worked with Jaheim. This record, Pedestal. I got a lot of anthems for the ladies on this record. So it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a deep connection. This is gonna be my greatest record. I don't even know if after this I'll do another Christopher Williams record. I know I'm gonna do a Christopher Williams Christmas joint. And we'll see, because I'm going to jump into this TV stuff, and that's what I'm really, really, really excited about. Not that I'm not excited about the music. This new single, Good Enough, is smashing. We're anxious to just, I'm actually finishing up my deal with SRG, so I am going to be releasing a lot of music over the next 2 years while we're working on this television show, The Book of Akbar, and just excited, man. You know what I mean? Just excited. On the road a lot on the weekends. So trying to balance that with being a restaurant owner in Brooklyn and a dad and 5 other things. My mom is in Richmond, 88 years old, driving to the gym on her own every day. So I'm blessed, man. Everything is Gucci.
That is great. You dropped a lot of things right there, man. I don't want to get too off of the subject, but you can tell I'm a hyper nerdy guy. And
that's cool.
When you said something about the Akbar TV show, that I'm ready for it, brother. I'm ready for it like
Me too.
Monday. Like,
Me too.
How's the process of that? Is that already been taken care of? Is that already signed for something, or is it still?
I've got 2 serious offers on the table. Right. I have to finish up the music part first because of the holidays. It just took a little glitch. We had a little unfortunate incident happen inside of the business part of the project, but we fixed it, and the cancer's been taken out. And now we're ready to move forward positively, and we're going to just rock all 26 and 27. But Akbar is under deep development. I have, fortunately, 2 deals on the table, one with Skydance and one with HBO. So we will see what comes out from that. But one thing about me right now is whether I partner up with a label or network, I'm still going to keep doing it. It's not really on them anymore. It's on me. I assume full autonomy and responsibility because we have to own our stuff.
Yeah, we do. Is that something that you learned in the business, or did you always come into that mindset?
I've kind of always been like that. One of the reasons why I didn't fit in the business.
Right.
Love music. I have great fond memories of the business and some of the relationships in the business and the first time you go to these amazing parties, but it was never really my thing, and that's why I never really been around it much. In 91, I just discovered a shift after the explosion in New Jack City, and I've kind of been in that bag, and I guess I wouldn't say the wilderness, but I would say in a safe place. I think that all of the rejection in my career has been protection for this time now, so that I could possibly, not just by speaking about it, but as an example, see how great the Creator is if you just believe in what you really are passionate and have zeal about, and he'll make the rest fall in place.
You mentioned about in the previous interviews about you getting a deal, and I just thought it was so crazy that you had a hard time trying to get a deal back in the 90s. I guess because I've been a fan when the music was already out, but I didn't realize that there was a history of you before your first single even came out. You were, trying to get a deal before.
I was. Well, I was connected to the whole New York scene, and Albie Shore was hot as fish grease, and I was hanging around Bobby Brown and Mike Tyson. We were all like just buddies we were all admiring Bob and Mike, and then Al came along, and then one by one, like all the guys from New York that I used to hang with, Ving Rhames, Eric LaSalle, Kadeem Hardison, Alan Payne, who's still my brother. All of them are my brothers, but Al Payne is literally like a brother from another mother. We all are Leos, and we all are from New York, and we all started making it one after another. So we all had a strong sense of what it is, but this is a game and it's a system that, you know, is a certain way to get in it. One of the advantages for the young people now is that it's like the Wild Wild West, the information highway, the advantage to reach people through digital marketing, direct-to-consumerism, and not having to, you know, sell your soul to be a slave into this. But at the same time, I will say that in the 90s when I was signed, Warner Brothers, I actually got a deal in 2 weeks. The problem was once I got a deal and I was signed, I realized what the lion's share of the game is and what the game is. And by 89 to, I say, 93, 94, I was kind of sick of it.
Yeah.
And the fame and the trajectory that was expected from Christopher Williams' career, I kind of got bored with it. And when I saw the treason, you know, again, we had instances in the 90s where I basically just shut the record label down because they weren't being fair. So now, you know, there became no more Uptown Records,
Right.
and no more Christopher Williams at that time. And I was cool with that. And in that time, I basically, you know, spent a lot of time just wondering, first, like, okay, I'm going to get these partnerships. But once your name has a black list on it, it's blackballed. And you have to work really hard to get back. So again, the fact that 27 years after my last record being on the charts, and this week we went to number 7 on Heart and Soul Radio XM. So it's a tremendous accomplishment. Not only just for me, but just for people who don't give up, who don't believe that what they say is what is. It's what I say.
That is inspiring, brother, and that's inspiring to know that you kept on and you're doing it at your pace and at your time and at your will. And I think that's something that a lot of artists, new and old, can definitely. You're writing a blueprint for.
Well, it's like my song "Good Enough." They're constantly convincing us that it's what they say is good enough, but what God has given you, the gifts that are in you, uniquely yours. That's actually what's good enough, you know, and it's not a competition with the next singer or the next guy, the next man. It's simply like my man Breezy said. He said, who gonna sing it like Breezy? It doesn't mean that Trey or Bruno or this one can't sing. He's just simply, he's like, well, who's gonna sing it like me?
Right. Man, you've always had such a powerful voice, you know, when you're performing, you know, on the songs and stuff. Were you trained? You know, because I mean, like you said, you haven't lost it at all. You still have the voice. I've seen it live in person, a cappella. But like you just have an amazing singing voice. Something kind of like this, Barry White-esque. You know what I'm saying? But were you ever personally trained or something like that before?
Well, he was one of my trainers. My trainers were Barry White, Luther Vandross, Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, and I was raised in church. So again, I watched my grandmother. We only had 3 people in our choir though. My grandfather, a very small church in Harlem. But my grandmother and sister Emmanuel were basically the main singers in the choir. So I basically just really trained me, the love of music. You know what I mean? It was like it just stayed with me my whole life. And once I formed a relationship with it and I kind of knew what it was, it took over from baseball. And after that, it was just music was what was on my mind, no other plan. I've actually never done anything else other than music, fortunately.
Wow. And to be able to have a legacy of music and hits like that, man, it's amazing, man. Very glad to have you here, and I can talk you to death about all the other songs that I've listened to that I like. But are you enjoying this? I mean, I know with the unfortunate health scare you had back in 2021, are you really enjoying what you're doing right now, man? I mean, because it seems like you are. It seems like you're in a great place and smiling and everything.
I'm in an amazing place. I'm a little sore because this is my first week back. I'm training again, and I'm doing Pilates and training at weights. So,
well, I know that chair ain't that comfortable. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just again, this is part of the process.
Right.
But the Pilates is real. You know, a lot of times we look at stuff like that. You like, oh, I've trained, I've fought before as far as boxing, and I've lifted weights predominantly off and on my whole life, but not like a serious weightlifter. But Pilates, there's nothing like this thing. And I have a trainer who's really advanced, really can build you from the inside out. So I'm excited about it, man. This journey has been, like I said, just gratitude. Every day waking up, getting ready to do something new is a beautiful thing.
I've done Pilates twice. The first time I was by accident because the boxing training class I was doing was canceled. So next thing you know, there was a Pilates class coming. I'm like, what's all this? So I stayed, and the trainer made fun of my legs, and I was like, I ain't coming back. I ran track, but I was super stiff. And she joked on me. She's like, get them big tree trunks up above your head. I said, girl, that ain't happening. So that was rough. And then I tried the warm Pilates, the heated Pilates. You ever tried that?
Yeah.
Bro, I was sweating the second I walked in there. I said, man, this is good. Trying to impress some girl.
It's rough because it's about the breathing and controlling your body, from within. It's a different kind of strength. It seems like the simplest thing, but it is really like it's the Mecca. I'm telling you, it's close to military. It's close to like Navy SEAL training, if you ask me.
It was rough, man. I was in there sweating, man, sliding, and uncomfortable there. I'm trying to look cool because the girl that I kind of like was in the class, and she's not sweating, and I'm just like, okay, this is rough. But I'm gonna try it again, man. You're making Pilates sound pretty cool.
Well, it's gonna help you.
Okay.
And it sucks, like, again, a lot of women are good at it. Men are too, not saying that it's a one-way thing. But, my trainer's like 5'4", and she's stronger than me. So I have a lot of but the fact that I'm doing it, like I said, is just amazing that 3 years ago I was paralyzed. I couldn't walk. I couldn't sing. I couldn't do any of those things. So I don't take those things for granted anymore. And I hate going to this class in the morning, but I get up and I go. And every time I do an hour more, I'm just like really grateful. I come out, and she's really cool. Even though she knows I like suck, she encourages me to keep going, and I'll go hit the weights. So I'm on my journey. 26 is starting off consistently and great. I'm putting the music back in perspective. Hopefully by the spring I can turn my attention. My music will kind of be on cruise control because the singles will be flowing. We're about to pour some gas on this single right now.
Okay.
So, like I said, Good Enough has just been standing out there without any real, and business people know what I mean as far as in music. We haven't put any money, any attention on it other than saying, what will it do if it stands by itself? So we're humbled by the love and the response and all of the publicity that we've been getting. So, again, but now we can pour some gas on it and some money.
That's what it is, man. Once again, Christopher Williams is in the building. A new single's out. If you go ahead and stream that, you are just doing so many big things, in the future. I really look forward to seeing you come back here and telling us even more big things you got going on. Because from the fact that you're touring, the fact that you're getting involved in television, it's all inspiring, man. And speaking of and that inspiration. Can you take us back to that first moment after the coma and everything? The first time you actually sang again, like you actually got your voice. Like when was it? How was that feeling?
August 19th, 2022.
Wow.
I was invited to come sit on a stool. I think just out of respect. Tank, Little Mo, Ruben Stutter, and Maya had a show in Florida, and the agency was like, "Well, let's just see what he can do still." And they invited me down. They knew that I had to sit on a stool because I still wasn't stable enough. I felt like I would fall or something. Mm-hmm. So I went out and I did my first show on a stool. Got through the vocals, which was amazing. Because all the songs that I sing them, fortunately, still in the same key.
Right. You can't still do that though now.
So yeah, unfortunately, but we had fun, and it was like being alive again for the first time. Like I had been alive, but most of that time up till then was meditating on getting stronger, surviving, and then transitioning into a more natural life of healing instead of a medical life of healing, which means you're going to be on their drugs for the rest of your life. Right. And I didn't want that. So we had gotten to that point. So after the show was over, man, I cried because I knew it was like, I knew I couldn't go back. I was like, I got to keep doing it. So then I went and did Yoshi's, Bethesda, and from one step after another till I got to the front porch. And I think that's when, I did something for BET that went viral. And then we did Front Porch, big shout to Nucci and them. So we've been having some really, really, really great moments. We did Rock the Bells in the summer with LL Cool J. Hadn't seen LL since, middle or late 90s. And, him coming from New York they were before me, but him and Big Daddy Kane were like the rappers that I really looked to. They were like my childhood idols, even though we were the same age in a sense, but they were out before me. And especially Big Daddy Kane, that was my guy.
Yeah. He was the one keeping his dark-skinned brother still out there, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all was taking over.
Nah, man, we never take over. It's always a rainbow coalition. They just try to convince us differently.
That's true.
Look back in history. There was no Sidney Poitier without Harry Belafonte and vice versa. It's just the mindset they want to make so we can keep fighting and fighting.
Right. Yep. Hey, I experienced it
just
in
just like they'll say the reverse. Well, dark-skinned brothers are in. Well, who are the Splash Brothers and Barack Obama then?
Come on.
It's just silliness, the way we talk. That's why I say the words that we speak into our culture, we've got to start being careful of, because it's a meditation that they prey on us with. That we'll repeat what they say. We'll indoctrinate what they've indoctrinated us with. Mm-hmm. We'll continue to feel not good enough, not worthy, not this, not that, too black, too skinny, too fat, too light, too this. Just the way God intended it is what it is. That's the way the Creator intended it. It
starts off so early. I remember being in 7th grade. A girl I liked said that, Tony, you're nice and everything, but I like light-skinned guys with green eyes and green or hazel eyes. I was like, there's nobody in our school, but okay. But, I know for a lot of people that have gone through something like that, whether they were too dark, too light, whatever, that can carry on until they get older,
Yeah, it's true, and it does. That's why it was important for me to put Good Enough out, because I think everybody's good enough. You have to find that God in you. You have to realize that your temple is the temple of God in the form of you, and they'll convince you of everything other than that. And this isn't like really a show to really go into that, because, the one thing that I will say about music, I love being a part of the fraternity of it, and the fact that sound heals people. Again, we go to like songs where you literally can say, that song always makes me feel good. And it could be a song that's 30 years old. You could hear Family Reunion by the OJs and think about the last time you saw your great-grandmother or something, and you're like, wow, I remember we used to be a grandpa with the cow's house. And that's when Honeybee was, Honeybee would make us get together. And I'm talking about a real-life situation. Honeybee's my family in Farmville, and we would get together, and they would make me be Eddie Kendricks or David Ruffin or Mike, whoever the lead singer was. I had to do it.
Yeah, I see that.
But those songs like that really take you back to a place. I think for the 90s, like when we hear Dreamin', it takes us back to that time in the 90s when we felt like it was golden. Like everyone, like when I remember parties were pure. Like nobody was really trying to mean mug. You always had idiots, but there was one or two idiots. But I remember when Groove Me would come on by Guy. Like parties would erupt. You wouldn't even have to ask a girl to dance, because I can't dance, but you wouldn't even have to ask a girl to dance. Everybody was up. The music made them feel a certain way.
I remember seeing people run to the dance floor when they heard
running, and they were doing the Running Man.
Yeah. I was one of them. I had a little Gumby.
I wasn't, but I was singing the Running Man.
They didn't try to make you dance even when you did Talk to Myself. They
didn't once, yeah. Oh, so you gonna pull me out on that? I got you.
I do my research, brother.
Yeah, you did. You are a great researcher. So listen, I tried once. They gave me. I always tell this story. They said if you do this song, Talk to Myself, which I hated that song.
Okay, really?
I will give you $100,000 if you dance in the video and you do this song. 50 was to record, 50 was to dance in the video. So I did it. And most of the dance stuff got clipped on the floor, like, cause I wouldn't even let it in the video, like a cut. And I didn't want any of it in the video, but they was like, you won't get your other $25,000, cause they knew my personality, so they knew not to give me all the money up front. Cause if they had, I would have been like, I'm not doing it.
Right.
No, I wouldn't have been out. I would have straight up told them in their face, I'm not doing it.
Well, it's a legendary video, but you have so many legendary things, and I just want to personally.
My son's mom was in that video, Stacey Dash. Yeah.
Oh, Stacey Dash. That's right, man.
Yeah, Austin's mom was in that video.
Man. All I do know is the ex-girlfriend chart history is kind of off the charts, by the way.
Which ex-girlfriend? Stacey or Halle Dash? I mean, Halle Dash. That was crazy. Halle Berry.
Hey, a Halle Dash prototype would be amazing. I could walk in this door, I'm like, this interview's over. God, what's your name? No, but
Stacey Berry's here.
Stacey Berry? Woo! What a clone. No, but seriously.
Don't get AI started. They might create
You know
it.
what? Well, next week we'll see one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, you used to. I know you used to get mobbed at times. I mean, people, back in those days when you actually get closer to your artists when they were finishing performing or something like that. It seems like, I could see you. I remember seeing Albie Shore video rescuing him getting chased and thinking like that probably happened to you too, man, right?
Well, it happened as a result of Al and Bobby.
Really?
Honestly, again, we were at that time we were all really cool, and we're still cool. It's just life evolves. We're grown men with 17,000 times more responsibility and still trying to keep it going. Obviously, Al had health challenges and he's had to endure the loss of loved ones and this ongoing war with, that dude. Yeah, man, we've survived it though. I mean, I remember me, Bobby, and Al had lunch about a year and a half ago. And one of them said, what would have happened if we had Instagram in 88, 89, and 90? Ooh. And we all looked at Bob and said, you would have been dead. And not that we would ever wish anything like that. Right. Like, we love Bob. That's the, for me, that is and always will be the king. Nothing against R. Kelly or Usher or any of these other people. But again, we're not in competition with each other. We're all gifted in different ways, and we all get a chance to give a different contribution. You know what I mean? Right. There's a lot of amazing, great talent through the last 30, 40 years in this culture, like unprecedented talent. Yeah. You know what I mean? So to sit and fight over who's the best, is Michael better than Chris or is Chris better than Michael? Yeah, and the thing is, people got to realize Michael Jackson created something that wasn't there. It's like when they say Jordan, LeBron. I love LeBron James, but Jordan created something that had never been seen before. And his physicality, and he did it through the good and the bad in one city. Back then, you couldn't flip teams and all that kind of stuff. So, and again, all of this stuff is not to be like, okay, one's better than the other. It's funny. I used to hate Kobe Bean because I'm an Allen Iverson fan. Bubba's my favorite player ever. But when I saw how much respect he had for Allen and Allen had for him, it started to change me. And then I started investigating Bean as a man. And I was like, what an amazing human being this brother was. The basketball wasn't even his greatest gift. Right. So as we evolve as people and we start to uncoil what's really true and not as what a narrative, it'll change. Truth will change your perspective about everything.
Sure will.
Everything.
Man, Christopher Williams in the building. Thank you so much for being here. Before you leave, you got to let everybody know where they can stream the single or where they can follow you, just in case they don't. I'm pretty sure they are. But
you can follow me, Official Christopher Williams, on Instagram. That's what I'm personally on. I'm on Official Christopher Williams TikTok, Official Christopher Williams Facebook. We're gleaning back to Facebook because Facebook is making some amazing changes so that artists can monetize better. And just come check me out. You can stream on all platforms. Good Enough is bomb. Get ready for War and Peace. We're going to be coming at you with a lot of direct-to-consumerism. Big shout to SRG for taking an opportunity to partner up with an OG like myself. And also, just please pray for us with this Book of Akbar. It's going to be a metaphoric, crazy, crazy story about a man who was in a pop culture movie, and he comes of age after 28 years in federal prison. And just a quick gist on the book. When Nino was making a deal with the police, G-Money was making a deal with the Italians. The secret is Kareem Akbar made a deal with the cartel in Mexico. And that's where the saga begins right there. That's where Book of Akbar picks up. He stays 10 toes down, does his Fed time, but he comes home to $800 million. Because what he stole in those tapes allowed him to invest for him and the cartel in gold and silver bars and Bitcoin, which I will totally uncover how it was around then and how many things are around that we aren't privy to.
Bitcoin was around back then?
Yes, it was. And I have everything proofed, documented, and it'll be told in the story. And he kind of does these things and he uses his wealth to be humble. He comes out and he starts changing his wild son, who we're hoping Davies will grace the television and play Mustafa, which is Kareem Akbar's son. And he has the personality of Nino. And we actually raised Nino's son, which we're hoping to be Joey Badass.
Oh, yeah.
And he has the personality of Kareem. So it's this good against evil struggle. And not only just streets, because my daughter, no one knew Kareem had a daughter. She's now a lawyer tied up into all of these politics. So you're going to get a trifecta of how these truths come back to life in real life and how we can indigenously start to change our perspective and change it. It's just something that's never been shown in entertainment before. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think a lot of people are, because the OGs remember New Jack. We all loved it. And this is this is a platform for these kids to explore something never been seen before, civilization, to actually be civilized with one another. Not always leaning on fear and martial law, fear to go to heaven, fear to go to hell, fear of this, fear of that. You should operate in freedom, not liberty. Liberty is permission. So these silly things that they've written that we stand up and salute and all of that, it's actually damn near demonic. So get ready for a change. Music is going to be the usher of it, but there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and we as artists, we have to speak and stand about it, because entertainment is one thing, but how are we going to entertain or live in a world where, again, we still don't realize that the things that Bob Marley said, the prophet, his birthday was yesterday. Big shout to Robert Nesta, he would have been 81, but only we can free our minds from mental slavery. Only you can free yourself. Who controls your God controls you. Who controls your food controls you. Right now they're putting cancer in cheese because that's the leading thing that people eat. So they're taking they're producing there's 4 ingredients that make cheese. The element that comes out of a cow's stomach is what they're producing, and they're putting an agent in there that's giving people cancer. So I went through this in 21. They said I had everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. I've not taken a pill since I left the hospital, by the glory of the Creator. But I've not taken one pill since I left the hospital. I'm on stage singing for an hour and a half. So these things are possible. These things are possible. So that's a lot of what my music is going to open up, is the fact that I'm going to try and use whatever platform I have through my music, through my restaurants, through real estate that I do in St. Louis. Big shout to Tranquility Homes. I have a very talented partner. I have a village of people who really just picked me up when I was literally flat on my back. So big up to having me here. I appreciate you, brother. I'm humbled to be here.
Look forward to working with you in South Carolina in a week from today.
Yes, sir. Valentine's show.
That thing down and just continue to be that positive light and give us this great music and entertainment and education as well, brother. I'm for the ride. I'm ready to see everything you got coming up in the next year or so, and it's ready to support as well as we're going to get ready to drop that single again and just continue to keep you right there with us, man. Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, brother.
Man.
Always, Tone.
Yes, sir. No doubt. That's what we do. Pull up on your main man, Tone Hollywood. Christopher Williams right here. You see it on 100.5 The Vibe. You should give a Denzel Washington side. Or my Michael B. Jordan side. Whichever one you can get the best,